What's good, YouTube? Steel here, and today I bring you what I believe is the best and most consistent way of playing Palkia EX. Yes, you'll see variants that are playing Stormy EX, you'll see variants that are playing like Gyarados or the kitchen sink, like all the water Pokemon, and you'll see those decks get results because of how strong water is, not only in the current format, but in general. As as they release more cards, water just keeps getting better and better with cards like Misty, Manaphy, and all of the above. But honestly, in my own personal experience, both through the Emblem event or just the PvP or even recording this video, alongside tournament results, this version of Palkia, give or take a few cards based on preference, is definitely the way to go. There's three main components that make this deck basically work, like that you want to focus on. And for starters, we want to start with like Manaphy. Manaphy is a basic Pokemon, 50 HP, nothing too special, but for 1 energy, it spreads 2 water energy to 2 of your bench Pokemon. It doesn't matter whether the Pokemon are water or not. So like even if you're at an EV, you're able to charge the backline regardless. And you usually, what the plan is basically build up as much as possible. Like take hits. Not many decks could knock this out. There is like the Skarmory. Skarmory is able to basically shoot this down turn 1, especially if you're going first, which is why I opted to play so many retreat cards. Like I'm playing Double Leaf and X Speed for like that kind of versatility. It's not just for Skarmory, granted, it just gives you so much versatility in so many matchups where if you're starting, you're able to adapt to what they have on board because of X Speed or the Leaf, etc, etc. But yeah, the point of Manaphy is ideal starter, and it's just put as much water energy in your backline until they got rid of it. Step 2 of this is basically to have Vaporeon. The importance of Vaporeon is its watch out ability. You barely attack with it, although it does come up, especially in the mirror sometimes. It applies pressure. You have to play around it because since you're both just charging with Manaphy, if you allow your opponent to charge too much Manaphy and they go Vaporeon and knock out yours, then your backup line's the Palkia. Your Palkia will win that trade eventually. Like it's just it's basically a cat and mouse game where the Vaporeon's the winning factor, the fact that it could actually swing for 60, but the main reason, and before I talk too much about Vaporeon, is just the washout ability, which lets you grab water energy from your bench and put it to your active. So as you can see, your step 1 is to just have Manaphy fuel the backline as much as possible. And step 2 is to have Vaporeon manipulate and change up the energy based on how you want to. And also if they let you charge enough, or if you get lucky enough with like some Misties or just have enough time, especially if you start going second, so you'll be able to ramp before they do anything. You'll be able to hit with Palkia and then Vaporeon charge the Palkia once again and just keep repeating the Dimensional Storm over and over, which is something that most decks can't deal with, if any. And then that leads us to the main event, which is Palkia EX. Palkia EX has 150 HP. That's basically almost like the standard for like legendary Pokemon in this game. Granted, I guess that's like, Mew and Celebi are their own thing. I'm talking about like Mewtwo, Dialga, Palkia. They all have like their 150 HP. He has for 1 energy slash, so even if you don't start with Manaphy and you start with Palkia, you're dealing great damage on a body that's not too easy to take down. And then, like I said, you're building up for Dimensional Storm, which is 4 energy, 150 HP, knocking out most Pokemon in the game. The side effect is that you drop 3 energies from it, but like I said, you have the Manaphy building up all game to 2 different Pokemon, and then the Vaporeon is able to, once this Palkia ditches 3 energy, transfer the energy that you were building up on the second Pokemon, and you just keep knocking out things over and over again. And that's not to mention the secondary effect of Dimensional Storm, which is to deal 20 damage to everything on the bench. And that's why our third like boss creature Pokemon is Articuno EX, as it's basically a baby version of Palkia, as it doesn't deal as much damage, but it does the same concept where it's dealing 80 up front and then starts spreading damage on the backline. Both Palkia and Articuno enable Cyrus in a way where I almost contemplated or almost decided to play 2. I opted for just 1-1 on Sabrina Cyrus because I feel like that's like, unless your deck is doing certain things like Greninja, the Jotagon Greninja Darkrai that's like spreading damage all over the place consistently, you kind of want to have the option of playing both Sabrina and Cyrus as they both have their own applications. Another card that always finds its way into water decks is Misty, but with the inclusion of Manaphy from this set, I could almost like even suggest that you could cut it down to 1. I wouldn't say 0 because it does win you games, and there will be examples in my gameplay where Misty literally steals a game. But that's not to take away that Manaphy is so strong that you don't have to rely on the coin flips of Misty anymore. And that's such a good feeling when it comes to like whether or not you would take this to like an event or lose to this deck. It always felt bad like losing to a Misty deck because they coin flip turn 1 or whatever. You still have that option, but it's not like necessary for this deck to be successful, which is a big reason of why I'm a big fan of Palkia Manaphy Vaporeon deck as a whole. With that said, if you try out this deck, please let me know how it goes for you. Also, if you suggest a different way of playing it, feel free to comment down below. I'd love to see different iterations or ideas of why you choose certain cards. If you enjoy the content, please consider liking and subscribing. And above all else, stay pro. Alright, going second again, which, again, okay, this time against grass. And we do start Palkia, but if we see Manaphy with this Pokeball, we're able to do the leaf play and still ramp. Alright, execute. The growth spurt one, not a big fan of that one, but ultimately it usually does the same thing, so. Alright. Let's see what Pokeball gets us. The Manaphy. Alright, so like I said, if we had another starter, another basic, I would consider putting Manaphy down and ramping, but it doesn't do anything for us in the current situation. So we'll just go Palkia swing. Forces him to have Executor. There's a Snivy. Okay, so he's definitely on the other Executor. He might be on both, clearly, but... Alright, so... Never mind on that one. I feel like even if he doesn't have the EX, you would evolve. Alright, so buy himself a turn as well. We're not on Geo or nothing, so... Oof, this Misty could... do absolutely nothing. Oh, okay. Alright, so that cape did buy him a turn. And the fact that we haven't seen another basic made the Manaphy not ideal. We are an EV away from like just being able to have like the freedom to do anything. They went with an energy on the execute. Interesting choice. Not one I would have personally done. Although I do have a Manaphy line where I could ramp. Yeah, that's probably the best play too, right? Let's go Leaf. Because ultimately, if he decides to give Celebi energy and start swinging, we could steal. We could get the game all in one shot. Like, if he doesn't evolve his execute and just next turn goes Celebi swings, we just win. Maybe it was too greedy of a play, but... time will tell. They're only halfway through the deck. They haven't evolved the egg yet. So, it's most likely that they have to top deck it. And Superior is not the egg. They're literally forced to evolve into the egg. If not, Palkia gets all three points in one swing. Oh, if I was him and he had Erica, you're like forced to use it here. And even then, it doesn't guarantee you anything. Alright, so that's the game right there. Regardless of what these coin flips are. Yeah, he just needed one anyways. Dimensional Storm is such a strong attack, especially if you're able to build up a lot more than I was able to in this game. Because these Vaporeons were doing nothing in our hand, but if we had that set up, there's certain games where you have like Palkia built up turn after turn, similar to like the Infernape list. GG's, all 3 points in one swing. Alright, going second again. Ideal if we see Manaphy, which we do. And we have the Pokeball to get like a better card. I guess we could just put this Manaphy down as a second body to ramp. Okay, this time it's another grass deck, but seems like a much more meta adjacent one. Okay, Rocky Helmet on execute. Won't really come up for now. Because clearly this Manaphy has no intentions of swinging at the egg. Okay, there's Palkia. Yeah, hopefully if they don't evolve into the egg, I just gotta hope that they get tails. And if they do, and if they don't evolve, even better. We just want to ramp as much as possible and hopefully see Eevee so that that ramp that we do is able to be maximized. Okay, so there is the egg. So now we just gotta hope for tails. Yeah, Mega we aren't worried about just yet. Alright, just really hoping for tails here. Yeah. The additional turn would have been huge. But we're still okay. Again, hopefully we see the Eevee. There it is. Alright, so we go here. Give an energy to this Palkia. Once again, a tails would go a long way into winning the whole game. Surely he'll miss the Jesus Christ, man. Okay. Yeah, no, this game, it's not over, but it's just one extra turn of that would have been so much, like the difference would have been insane. Like I can't even like stress how much better the situation would have been. Go Pokeball here. We're out of Manaphys, clearly. We just needed an extra turn of either Manaphy, and the game would have been completely different, but here we are. We will go Sabrina here, because we don't want to run into that Rocky Helmet if we don't have to. As well as now we have a threat on both. Like next turn Articuno is going to hit for 80 and knock out this Executor unless he heals it. His two cards, one of them could be Erica, one could be Potion. Yeah, it's... Well, at least this egg can't go anywhere, right? That's the bright side. Alright, new win condition unlocked. Okay, I think this game is set. I think we got this. Go Leaf. Yeah, no, this game's set because of the second leaf. So this turn, with 80 we knock out this Executor and tag everybody for 10, and then the following turn we're gonna be able to Dimensional Storm all over again. So yeah, this worked out beautifully, really. We got our 2 points, so no amount of like bodies like in the wake are gonna like affect us. Granted, we have the perfect hand to deal with the situation that got put in front of us, but we'll take it. Yeah, GG's. Alright, going first against fighting. That's always scary. Because it's like, will this Manaphy survive? Most likely will, so let's just go for it. Another option was like to put Articuno to take some hits and then swap it out, but then... Alright, that's best case scenario. This Marshadow can't hit us for a while. The Marina doesn't do much. You know, this is like the best start for us. If, like, the fact that we're going first, right? Like, had we been going second, then it doesn't matter what they have in front of us. But since we're going first, best case scenario is that they have Marshadow. Granted, they could have X speed or something and just attack again, or attack at all, but if they don't have X speed, man, it's hard to like try to give you all play-by-play thoughts, because it almost feels like I'm jinxing myself on the spot. Okay, that's annoying. But again, on the bright side, we have the Sabrina play. All right. I think we're fine. Oof, it's even better. If it gets a Palkia, if it gets to something else, then it doesn't do much of a difference. Okay, so guaranteed we'll be able to, unless they do have the option of like using Geo, right? But on a in a standard situation, we'll be able to ramp a few times before they get to do anything about it. We do have to respect the Magneton, but let's see what they decide to do. There's a world where he starts building up the one in the back line, expecting us to do some kind of Vaporeon play. Okay, he didn't do that. But no Geo, so we're good on pace. And there's the Vaporeon. That's great actually. What we're gonna do here is just take full advantage. I stay quiet, my bad. I got lost in my own thoughts. Yeah, let's take full advantage that Marshall's not ready. That this Magneton at max it's gonna hit us for 130. Yeah, it's just it was that Vaporeon fixed everything that they could have possibly done in return. Alright, second against water. I'll get punished by a red card, but I don't want to commit to Manaphy unless I have to. And having to would mean not drawing into a basic alongside the Pokeball. They got that gold Palkia though. Alright, they open double Pokeball. Double Pokeball research. They have access to any line of play that they could, like, even think of. Okay, perfect. Double Palkia. AKA not committing my Manaphy to the board. Let's see if we could fuel this Palkia earlier than it should. Clearly not. Why would we? At least you get to ramp Palkias at the same time. And we get to do it faster than they did since we went second. So unless I completely fumble, I think this is guaranteed. Or obviously not even fumble. If they have a successful Misty, and successful I mean like literally 3 coin flips or something. Yeah, so now we're literally gonna be trading just ramping. Where they do have kind of an advantage is the Vaporeon aspect of it. But honestly, if we get there, we should be fine. They do get to be more aggressive, because they could swim with Vaporeon as soon as like next turn. There's our Vaporeon, but we don't even have Eevee. Good thing is that we're gonna be able to swing next turn if we wanted to. Now, whether we want to or not is debatable. Yeah, like I said, what could be the deciding factor was literally their Misty being better than ours, and the fact that they have Vaporeon for sure definitely helps. Yeah, so they could hit us already with Palkia if they wanted to. Which wouldn't be the correct play in my opinion, but who am I to say? If they see the Vaporeon line, yeah, this trade might be worth it. If we go Sabrina, they'll give us Vaporeon. Yeah, I think this is worth. They're 100% giving us Vaporeon here. Which I guess we could have waited one more turn before doing so, but... Now with this, the most they could do is take out one Palkia. And we get our Palkia built up before theirs. The only issue is if they have Cyrus, they could pull out Manaphy and just win, but... I think if I waited one more turn and they just went like, okay, put Vaporeon up front, knock out your Manaphy, we just lose automatically. This is like the only way we could win, since we didn't see our own Vaporeon. That's odd. No research. Doesn't mean anything, because again, we lose to Cyrus. And that cape also does nothing unless they have Potion as well. Okay, yeah, it takes the knockout there. We do kind of need to see... Because at this point we lose to both... Actually, no, this... We have a way to play around Sabrina, which is this. We do lose to Cyrus though in every like aspect of that. But this guarantees that even with a potion we win next turn. It just comes down to, do they have the Cyrus? We play around Sabrina. We could beat Sabrina. We can't beat Cyrus. Okay, Leaf, and we beat Leaf because of our Cyrus. GG's. That got a little closer than I like it to, but again, due to them having Vaporeon, we had to force their hand. Yeah, no hesitation, we just give the energy here. And we lost to Cyrus, but so did they, so... Like, we would have lost to Cyrus. It was both our win condition. Granted, I don't know if they're playing it or not. And right there, GG's. It was a good... Alright, going first. And that's dark, okay. Palkia is decent, especially if we hit Misty. Although the correct play is probably to research, which is what we'll do. And it is Darkrai, okay. Going first. Oof, there's another... It's tempting me, but no, the correct play is definitely to just research. See, now we have different things to do here with the Misty. I feel like we'll save Misty for like a last-ditch attempt to like steal the game. Yeah, if he doesn't get the Darkrai at this yeah, I'm gonna go research once again. No. I'm gonna go Misty, because if we get this Darkrai out the board, we just win the game. And come on. Just a couple more. Okay. We could now hide the energy here. And at least now, the Darkrai will always be a Cyrus away. Now, if he doesn't have Leaf, which he didn't have it last turn, right? Oof, keeping it just in front. Okay, so this Gardegon didn't do anything for him. You get one more chance to... I think it's worth it because most damage you could do is 100. You would have to have Geo, which would be odd in a deck like this. And all we need is just one Misty, and the game's over. So, I think it's worth trying. And we got rewarded. And we will go for it because... Yeah, no, it's GG's. We had to go for it because once we got rid of the Darkrai, the Jordan's just standing there, and they would have to rebuild a Darkrai from scratch, and as we build up Palkia, we just end up winning eventually. So GG's. Alright. Going first against Psychic. Mystic could steal us the game real early, but with Cynthia's Sleeves, I'm assuming Togekiss. There it is. Alright, so if they started Togepi, the Misty might have stolen the game, but... Wait a minute. Oh. If it got us the 4, the game was actually over. Let's get our 30 damage in. Like, if we were able to storm there and put this Togepi to just 30 HP, it'd been quite the quick work of the game, really. He does get a draw here. Okay. Sets up 2 Togepis. We won't be able to knock anything out until... Although Sabrina's nice, I think we'll just Misty again. We are able to Dimension Storm here, but I don't think it's in our best interest. We'll take another 10, puts us to 130, then we get the knockout. We really need to see a bench piece. The good thing is that this Sabrina does make it where we knock out 2 Pokemon in 1. I just really need to see something for the bench. Never mind. Protecting himself from the Sabrina play that I had in mind. Okay, we do get to research. That EV's huge. Manaphy's decent. Not ideal, but it's alright. We could start placing the energy there. Starting to get extremely low, or rather lower than I would like it to be. But we once again have the play of going Dimensional Storm and taking 2 bodies next turn, regardless of what they do. Mythical Slab. Okay, misses there. Going for the Togetic that is not... That didn't already have an energy, so there's the Togekiss. Going for 40. Unfortunately, they are in a spot where... There's a lot of plays we could do. How badly do we lose to The question becomes, how badly do we lose to... Why am I blanking out here? Cynthia. Actually, let's go Leaf. Okay, new win condition unlocked. This might seem like terrible or a crazy play, but here we put both of these guys in range of the Palkia's attack, and we're also protecting Palkia from some kind of like, they can't both Cyrus and Cynthia in the same turn. So Palkia's not gonna get knocked out anytime soon. Yeah, you see, this play doesn't help them the way they think it does. And it buys us a turn, which was the idea. Alright, now this is beautiful. Let's go Leaf again. However, we do lose to yeah, GG's. We would have lost to some form of like a second Cyrus or some kind of weird combination of cards there. Like a second Cyrus into double Cynthia would have like beat us, but that was like very unlikely. GG's.